You ever get that feeling that the tools you use every day, the ones that are supposed to help you, are actually trying to, well, file you down? Trying to make you fit into some neat little box? Well, in the world of AI coding assistants, that's not just a feeling, it's a huge problem. Because the market, as it stands, has this one fundamental flaw. It's built for a generic, average developer who, let's be honest, doesn't really exist.
Okay, let's just sit with this for a second. This one sentence gets right to the heart of it. We're not just talking about some buggy code suggestions here, no. This is about a much deeper frustration. This feeling that every single thing you type is being watched, analyzed, and used to train some giant proprietary model. It makes you feel less like a creator, and more like, well, an unpaid data entry clerk?
And here's where you can really see that broken relationship in dollars and cents. I mean, we are all just swimming in subscriptions, right? You look at tools like GitHub Copilot or Cursor, and you're talking about hundreds of dollars a year every single year. But then you see SymbioCoder, and it just completely flips the script. It's not just about the one-time price being a huge relief for, say, an indie dev's wallet. It's about a totally different philosophy. The price tells you the purpose. This is a tool you own, not a service that rents your loyalty month after month.
So let's really dig into this problem. Most AI assistants out there are obsessed with one thing: optimization. They're built to make every developer faster, more uniform, more efficient. But in that rush for optimization, they completely miss the most important part of the equation: the individual genius and the unique, sometimes messy, workflow of the person doing the coding.
Yeah, these are the big ones, the real pain points. It's this nagging feeling that your code, your ideas, your entire creative process is just telemetry for some massive corporation. You're feeding a machine you have zero control over. These tools, they don't feel like a partner in crime, they feel extractive. They're constantly trying to correct your unique style instead of learning from it, pushing you toward a standard that actually suffocates the very creativity that leads to real breakthroughs.
And, this constant pressure to fit in, to conform, it hits one group of people especially hard. We're talking about neurodivergent thinkers, particularly developers with ADHD. For these brilliant minds, a tool that tries to fix their nonlinear way of working isn't just a little annoying, it's actively hostile to the very way they create magic.
And this is just a beautiful way to think about it. This code is right from the soul of the SymbioCoder project, and it completely reframes the whole experience. What might look like chaos to an outsider, the dozens of open tabs, the jumping between ideas, is actually a powerful, flowing current of creativity and deep connection. The point isn't to build a dam and stop the river, it's to build a turbine and channel its incredible power.
So here it is, the big philosophical shift. We're moving away from tools that see your mind as a problem that needs to be solved, to a tool that sees your mind as a superpower that needs to be amplified. That's what consciousness serving is all about. It's an AI that's laser-focused on the mind that's producing the code, not just the code that gets produced. As you can see, it's about privacy, it's about celebrating your cognitive rhythm, and it's about finding that beautiful order inside your personal chaos.
All right, so let's get into the solution, because this isn't just some high-level theory. SymbioCoder is built on this really radical idea the founder calls the founder as algorithm. What does that mean? It means the founder's own lived experience with ADHD, all the struggles, the insights, the unique way of thinking. It's all been embedded directly into the software's logic. The founder's consciousness is the algorithm.
So to really get how this works, we need to understand a couple of core concepts. First up is the exploded picture mind. This is a term to describe that ADHD experience of seeing everything, every connection, every tiny detail, every possible outcome, all at the same time. Yeah, it can be totally overwhelming, but it's also the fertile ground where true out-of-the-box innovation comes from.
Now, the big challenge with an exploded picture mind is that those brilliant ideas can vanish just as quickly as they appear. The source material calls it the colander mind. Stuff just slips right through. The solution baked into SymbioCoder is this idea of bucket drops. It's basically a super easy, low-friction way to capture those lightning-in-a-bottle ideas before they're gone for good.
And this right here is the end goal. The system isn't trying to smooth out the chaos or get rid of all the fragmented thoughts. No, it sees them as individual threads. And the whole philosophy of the beautiful tapestry is to help you weave all of those threads, the struggles, the brilliant ideas, the little bucket drops, into something that's coherent, powerful, and uniquely, beautifully yours.
Okay, this is where it gets really cool. Let's look at how these beautiful metaphors aren't just clever marketing. They are literally, actually translated into the software's architecture. This is where that lived experience, the scars, as the founder calls them, becomes functional code that you can actually use.
So it all starts with a system that's actually aware of your cognitive state. It's designed to figure out if you're in a deep state of hyperfocus, if you're feeling totally overwhelmed, or if you're just riding this incredible wave of creative flow. And then it adapts its help to match, instead of just giving you the same generic response every single time.
And check this out. This is how it actually works on the back end. You're looking at real Python code from the project. This function, Assess ADHD Energy, isn't just guessing. It is actively listening for keywords in what you type, phrases like too much or deep dive, to figure out what your cognitive state is in real time.
And that back-end logic plugs right into the user interface. Here, in the Kotlin code for the mobile app, you can see an energy level slider that lets a user manually signal where they're at. And look at this last part. This is amazing. The system can even recommend a dopamine boost. It's offering support that's literally tailored to the neurochemistry of an ADHD brain, not just some generic productivity tip.
So what you end up with is an AI that's built to be empathetic and validating. Instead of a robotic, how can I help you? It gives you recognition. It reframes your struggle as a strength. For a developer who's feeling overwhelmed, maybe a solo builder who's on the edge of burnout, getting a response like this, wow, it can be an absolute game changer.
So let's tie this all together. Because when you combine this philosophy with this kind of function, you're looking at a completely new paradigm for how we relate to our tools. It's one that's built on ownership, on respect, and on celebrating who we are as individuals. And this wasn't built by some billion-dollar tech giant. The source material lays out this incredible solo, unfunded journey. It took just 140 days to build a production-ready system, all while navigating some truly extreme personal challenges. This tool wasn't born in a boardroom. It was forged out of necessity and a deep personal mission.
So this is what it all boils down to. This is the promise. And according to the research behind this, 81% of developers say this is what they actually want. You get a tool that celebrates how your brain works. You get privacy-first tech that you truly own, so your data stays your data. No more endless subscriptions, and no more feeling like just another data point in someone else's giant machine.
And that really leaves us with this final, massive question. It's a question that challenges the entire direction of the software industry. What could we build? What incredible problems could we solve if the technology we depend on every single day was designed not just to make us more efficient, but to truly and deeply celebrate the unique and powerful ways that each of us thinks?